Here we are with my motorcycle here, my DRZ Suzuki 2003. Unfortunately, about a couple months ago, I got hit by a red light runner. Ran a red light, hit me in San Francisco, and my engine casing cracked. Has this very little crack in it, and there was oil leaking out of my motorcycle little bit by little bit. Didn't really notice it until like a month after. Just a really small crack. This is where I keep my motorcycle. As you can see, there's oil on the ground right here. I even gave it an oil change. Thought there might be something loose, but no, that didn't fix it. That's when I decided to really look at my engine really carefully, and I did notice a crack. And the crack was from the red light runner hitting me, running through the red light, and hitting me on the side of my bike, and my bike falling down. And this thing, the clutch thing, hit the side of my engine case and just dug into there. And that's how that is there. I know a lot of you guys are having this problem. I know a lot of you guys take these motorcycles off-road. I don't particularly take mine off-road that much, but I do love to go off-road. And when your bike falls down and hits rocks, maybe on the ground, or like me, the clutch lever can get jammed against this engine casing. And this is a cheap piece of metal. It's made out of magnesium. It's not steel. Magnesium is not ideal, so we have to work with it. We're not going to just go replace the whole engine. I do love this bike. I'm not going to just sell it because of this problem. I'm going to try to work around it, and I'm going to take better care of my bike. So, when all of you new DZR owners, I should say DRZ owners, get this bike, you guys want to make sure that you do these little modifications to your bike so this thing does not crack. This is very minor. This crack is super minor. I've seen images on the internet of people with these huge cracks in the side of this where they obviously just have to replace it. They can't just use a welder. I'm going to use JB Weld right here. As you can see, I have it right here to fix the crack. I'm going to let it set for 24 hours, and hopefully that will fix it. I don't imagine why it wouldn't. I mean, that's a very, very small gash in the side of the engine. But to prevent further cracks, I might have to replace this in the future. I hope not. I hope I do a good job welding this up, and it's very small. As you can see, there's just barely anything there, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I did buy these covers for it. These things feels like steel, and I'll go ahead and put them on here. Oh, that goes on the other side, but there's one for each side, and this should provide a good amount of protection. I know this is not 100% crack proof, but this probably would have prevented damage from happening in the first place because it was such a minor crack that did occur. So I'm going to go ahead and do that after I patch this up and let it set for 24 hours. And I really don't care what it looks like. I did buy a filer, though, so I can... Bo, no, buddy. You can't help me with this. Bo. I did buy a filer, so after I did lay the JB Weld down on this engine casing, I can... file it down and make it all smooth, so this will go on better and it'll stay on. What else did I want to show you guys? There were a bunch of screws taking. There was about 8 screws just to take this off right here. There was some more screws. It can be a little tough getting it off, but there were these little prongs on the side here, so I just levered something underneath there like a little hammer, and you have to pull up. So it is pretty delicate, but I did try to be as careful as possible. I didn't damage it at all. And while I'm inside this part of my bike, I'm gonna go ahead and make some Loctite fixes as recommended by people on the internet, because I know there are some screws in here that do come loose after a certain point that you have this bike. I mean, they're not guaranteed to come loose, but they have reportedly come loose. So I'll go ahead and make those quick modifications to my bike. And I think everyone else should do the same. As you see, it happened to me on this little minor fall. I shouldn't say minor fall. It was a red light runner. But I did get lucky. I would consider myself lucky. So just wanted to show you guys what I was doing and what I was doing to prevent future engine cracks in my casing here. All right. Sweet.